In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to play PlayStation 1 games on your Windows computer using the DuckStation emulator. The first thing that you want to do is to get these two folders ready on your desktop. The first folder is going to be the PlayStation 1 BIOS. What the BIOS file is basically the console's startup system, which is what the console uses to boot the games. And the emulator is going to need the BIOS file so that it knows how to emulate the games as if you're playing on that console. You'll be able to find the BIOS file by just writing PS1 BIOS on Google, and it's going to look something like this. It's going to be a .bin file, and you might have a different region showing here. So I've downloaded the USA version of the PS1 BIOS, but you might have the EU version or the Japan version. And once you have the PS1 BIOS ready, you can go to the next step, which is getting the ROMs of your PS1 game ready. So what a ROM file is basically the physical CD of the PS1 game converted into a virtual file, which you can then load up into the emulator so that you're able to play it. You can get this ROM file directly from a CD of a PlayStation 1 game that you own, or you can find downloads for the ROM files online, which I won't be showing you how to do in this video. But once you've downloaded the ROM file, it might come in a compressed file such as .zip. And before you continue, you want to make sure that you've extracted these files, and how you can do that is you can just right click on the file and then select extract all and then select extract, and once it's extracted, this is what the ROM file should look like. So just make sure that you've extracted all of the games that you want to play, and once you've extracted them, you can just select those files and delete them. So now that you have your PS1 BIOS files and the PS1 ROM files for the games that you want to play ready, you can go ahead and download the emulator. And one of the best PlayStation 1 emulators on Windows is an emulator called DuckStation. So you just want to come to this website called DuckStation.org, and once you're on here, you want to select Windows. Before you download the emulator, you want to make sure that you download this prerequisite file, which is the VC++ runtime. If you don't already have it installed from other games you've played, you want to select on download, run the setup, and then click on install. And once it's finished installing, click on close, and then you can go ahead and download the emulator. Once the emulator has finished downloading, you want to go into the downloaded folder, and you can go ahead and drag it onto your desktop. As you can see, the emulator comes in a compressed .zip file, so you want to right click on it and select extract, and then click on extract again. And after you finished extracting it, you can go ahead and delete the compressed emulator. You want to open up the DuckStation folder, and you want to double click on the DuckStation launcher. The first time you open it up, it's going to open a setup wizard, and this is going to help you get all of your files ready so that you can start playing. First of all, you want to select your language. I'm just going to select English over here, and you can also change the theme that you're going to be using. For example, if you want a different color, I'm just going to keep it at the default dark color. Make sure you have enable automatic updates checked, and then click on next. As you can see here, they're going to ask you for your BIOS file. You need to choose your BIOS directory. You want to click on browse, go to the directory where you saved the BIOS. In our case, it's on our desktop, and then you want to click on select folder. And in the drop down menu, you can select your BIOS file. Click on next. In this step, they're going to ask you to add the directory where you saved the PS1 ROMs of the games that you want to play. Click on add here, and then select PS1 games. Click on select folder, and click on yes. Click on next here. Now in this step, if you have a controller, you want to connect your controller to your PC, and if your controller is connected, then you'll be able to see it in this drop down menu. I'm going to be playing using my keyboard, so I'm not going to select anything here. Unless you're getting any issues with your gameplay, you can keep everything here at the default, and then click on next again. Click on next here, and then click on finish. And as you can see, they automatically detect the games which you've downloaded. I recommend that you select the grid view over here I'm just going to go full screen, and just to make things more aesthetic, we're going to be adding game covers for the games that we're going to play. Now you can choose custom covers by right clicking on a game title and then selecting set cover image, and if you have an image file of the game that you want to play, it will show up here. There's a much faster way to add cover images for all of your games. You can just go to tools and then go to cover downloader. You want to go to the GitHub link which I added in the description. You want to scroll down and you want to find this URL over here, and you want to copy the URL. Now back in DuckStation, you want to paste the URL and then click on start. And as you can see, it automatically populates each game with the correct cover image for that game, and this just helps keep things more organized. Before you start playing, you want to change some of the settings. Click on settings in this top menu, and then you want to click on interface. Under the game display options, you want to select start full screen, and then under emulation, you want to select VSync. Under the graphics option, you want to go to renderer. If you have a newer computer, I would recommend selecting Vulkan here, and if it's an older, weaker computer, then you can select OpenGL. I'm just going to keep it at automatic for now. And another option that you may want to change is your aspect ratio. If you keep this at auto, then this will be the accurate aspect ratio which you are playing the original PS1 games, but as we're playing on PC, you may want to select 16:9. This will most likely stretch out the game, which could cause some distortion. I'm just going to keep it at the native aspect ratio, and then you can click on close. Now, if you're using a controller, then you want to change the controller settings. You want to click on settings here and then click on controllers. And over here, depending on the controller that you're using, you can map out what each button on your controller will do in the actual game. As I'm using my keyboard to play, this page is very helpful in letting me know which hotkeys on my keyboard I should be using. For example, clicking on W on the keyboard is equivalent of pressing up on the left analog of a original PS1 controller. If I want to click on L1, it would be Q. R1 would be E, and so on. Once you've learned the hotkeys, you can go ahead and click on close. And to launch a game, all you have to do is double click on that game. And as you can see, the game is going to automatically launch.
Sony Computer Entertainment America presents a Universal Interactive Studios production. Okay, created and developed.
And you can go ahead and start playing. Now, if you want to save your game, you can click on escape, and over here you can click on save state. You can save it in one of the empty slots, and to load the game, you can just click on escape again, click on load state, and then choose the slot where you saved it. Alright guys, and it's really that simple to play PlayStation 1 games on your Windows PC using the DuckStation emulator. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe as well for more content like this, and I'll see you next time.